Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 12. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here. Welcome back to this week's news report, where once again we're going to have a closer look at how well the week have gone. The week is week number 12 for 2024, and we're going to have a look at the platforms. We're going to have a look at some of the cryptocurrencies this time around to see if they are actually developing finally. Also, part of our strategy here is also to do some staking, and of course we have plenty of trading EAs robots that we also have to have a closer look at. And for sure, a lot of you are actually tuning in just to see exactly how the new investment platforms are working. There's actually 3 investment platforms that is running with expert Forex EAs. We have one of them. And the good news here is that a lot of people seems to like this a lot. Over the 3 platforms, more than $250,000 has been gathered in those platforms over the past 4 weeks. So very interesting. We can definitely see that our section here has skyrocketed in the 3 weeks that we have traded so far. So let's get started. Let's get into it. Let's see how well the week has gone. And we're going to start off just with yield notes again here. Not the latest and greatest in here, but this is actually from X, just regarding yield notes. Filed the lawsuit again here at the Supreme Court of State of New York, country of New York. So again, it has accused the chain analysis of malicious, intentions, reckless, and negligible, consistently prioritizing financial gains over the accuracy of their public statements. Once again here, yield notes are claiming that they have suffered substantial reputation and economical loss, also of more than $650 million, as a direct result of this defamatory false statements published globally by chain analysis. So obviously, again, this is ongoing. We'll have to see exactly where it goes because there's not much else news and information coming out of yield notes at the moment. And the same goes for actually if we are logging into our account itself. Also, this is what we can see on our service at the moment. You only have the dashboard up here, the settings, security settings. And then you can see also the yield notes NFT. It has been claimed. We have that in our crypto wallet. We are keeping that safe for now. Obviously, it's not really worth much unless something is actually coming out again from yield notes. At the end of the day, the yield notes pro, the Decenomy program in here, you can obviously see our return on our investment. So we have done quite well in the past. Hopefully also we'll do very well in the future. In the meantime, let's have a look at the SAP coin and just how the development has been going there. Pretty much sideways, as you can see. Last week we were at the red circle here. And again, if you look at the numbers, they are very low. So point and then 6 zeros, 1, 1. And since then, it has actually moved down just slightly here, again with 0.6 zeros, 1, 0. Now we did have some movement in here, and this is regarding the SAP and the staking in our wallets. We actually managed to get something after, you can see, almost a month. So last time was the 18th of February. Now it's the 16th of March, and this is the first time we actually got anything in for the month of March at all. So very low compared to January and February. And if we look at it overall, the 280 SAPs cover 1.3%, and that is for the entire month. So it's not really very impressive at the moment. Now the same goes also here for the PNY, also in the staking. We did see something coming in earlier in the March, so 7th of March, and now here on the 22nd of March we have another time with 133, which is obviously quite nice. You can see down here again the month of March also for the PNY, also extremely low compared to February and January months. And at the end of the day we managed 0.7% out of the 133 PNY, so also here not really very impressive at the moment. If we have a quick look at the Bitcoin versus USDT, we can also see that past week we were all up at 70,650. And then when we did the last video, we were in the red circle in here. So we were about 68,000. Since then, it was trading sideways. Then it dropped all the way down to 60,775. Then again shot up to 68, and at the moment it's trading just around the 64,660. So I would still say It is going in waves, but obviously it is very much trading sideways at the moment, somewhere in between the 61,000 up to 68. Trillant, well, there's not much excitement, there's not much waves in here. There is a bit of news coming out from them, but it's very, very limited what we can see. The blockchain delays in here just mentions that on the March 19th, there was a delay in certain transactions on the Trillant blockchain. So this block has now successfully been fixed. The transactions are now running smoothly again. So obviously things are up and running, which is quite nice. The second part that we have here is also the compliance review update, where they're saying they are making progress regarding the ongoing compliance review. But again, these are very small steps, and they say they are in close contact with the relevant entities, but there is still further development. Everything is going extremely slow, but they see it as a positive progress at least. And then they thank for our support once again. Obviously, we don't really have a choice at the moment to wait. There's nothing else out of the platform at the moment, so very limited news, and definitely it's not very good at the moment. If we're having a look at the 3 coin, so this is the one that is fluctuating. We can see that it is fluctuating, but it's running in a very small band at the moment. So last week we saw it just around the 0.30, 1709. Since then, things has been in slow decline, similar to past weeks, and we ended up here at 0.301638. So again, not really much to say about these ones. They have their life of their own, but a real positive move we have yet to see. We have a more positive move when it comes to the money 3. This is for week 12, the low risk one. Actually made a bit of money this week, even though it was very low, $39 or 0.8%. The medium risk one, actually $30 or 0.6%. And the high risk was in the same range also here, so very, very dull, 33 or 1%. So definitely it was not the best week for the money 3 at all. The best one that has been running is the medium risk one. And if we have a look, we can see that we managed to do quite well in the beginning. We had a couple of drops. After that, we made some adjustments, which is actually working quite nicely now, as you can see. And things have been going back in the positive around here. And since then, things have been moving in the right direction. Again, we wanted to show the entire history, but obviously from down to about minus 800 up until here, things have been looking a lot better, but weekly returns is 0.3%, monthly returns 1.4%, and then the history overall 331 days, so plenty of history in here. Unfortunately, not all of it is positive. And then if we have a look at the individual months, we can see the month of February didn't do really well. So there were some parts of swaps again in here that basically the open trades were open for so long that we ended up with a minus. This month of March looks like it's a bit better, but obviously it's not a huge movement here lately from the money 3 at all. Good movement we actually have on the profit retriever for this particular week. It has been on the low side here for the past many weeks. Definitely February was not the best month for the profit retriever. We can see the top 5 EAs in here this week around. It's the US CAT with $593, so 5.9%, so extremely good for the week. The CAT Swiss francs, the Swiss francs definitely had a big move this week, $533, so 5.3%. And then we have the Euro Japanese, $356 or 3.6%. And then they follow very closely with the Aussie USD, $347 or 3.5%. And then also silver is in there with $334 or 3.3%. Overall, if you would have traded those 5 in the past week, you would have made $2,162 or 4.3%. And that is a lot better than what we have seen for quite a few months. I think we have to go back in end of January, beginning of February, since last time we saw numbers like this. Now, obviously, you also have our portfolio of all the EAs on the profit retriever running together. Again, over time here, so all the accounts are set up for 10,000. They are also on the coupling service, so we cannot really increase the lot size, but you can see they're doing quite well anyway. Weekly returns 1.7, Monthly return 7.2, and history is now more than 2 years of history we have with the profit retriever, 736 days in here. And you can see the many months going all the way back, so it looks quite impressive. These are, I can see also the individual weeks that we have, but this goes all the way back to November. And you can see the development. The worst one was actually here in February, only 853. Since then, things were looking up again. And for this particular week, we made 2,849. So definitely in there. So with some of the better ones, we have to go all the way back, as I mentioned here, around 28th of January, that particular week there. Ended up having half of January and then half of February for that particular week. So very well done. And obviously, we also have to remind you on our website where you can find more about the profit retriever and how you can trade this. But if you are not interested in trading this yourself, you obviously have an opportunity to go to the coupling trading, where you both have the profit retriever, you have the trade explorer, you have the wave liberator, you have many other ones in here that you can link up to, all the ones that we are already trading, and you can find on the website itself. The trade explorer has actually done quite well. Also, this particular signal here is actually in both the 22 pair and the 10 pair on the coupling service. So the 22 pair did $122, or 1.2% for the week. So a bit low again, but still it's a profit is a profit. 10 pair one is normally a bit more aggressive. It also has a larger drawdown at the moment of, I think it's $400 or $500, where the 22 pair is getting on a bit better. We're going to have a look at that in a second. 10 pair one did $289, or 2.9%. So overall, they did quite well. And between the two of them, they still made more than $400. And we are only talking about 1 week. So let's have a look and see how the graph is. We can see the floating profit for this particular one is minus 75 at the moment. We have already doubled our initial investment of the 10,000. It's now 21,197. And total return down here, 111%. It calculates the monthly return at 7.3. Again, we're not changing the lot size, so that will drop over time. Same with the weekly returns, so 1.7. History, 312 days. So everything is extremely strong. And also if we go to the 10 pair one, also here we can see that the original balance was 10,000, now it's 26,780. We have a bit of a floating profit loss at the moment of 469, but that is nothing major at all, even you only had a $10,000 account. We've seen this type many times. Total return 163%, or monthly returns 9.7. So definitely the 10 pair one is a bit more aggressive, and it seems to be working. Has about 13 trades per day, so also quite a lot of different symbols you can see in here. Obviously the 10, and then you can see the number of trades divided over the individual currency pairs. Now if we go and have a look at our wave liberator, and this is very popular at the moment because it's really cashing in quite nicely, quite consistently. We're going to have a look at the top 5 EAs in here. The US Japanese ended up best of the week with $96, or 9.6%. So this is only for this 1 week, again 9.6%. That's almost enough for the entire month for most people. Swiss francs Japanese, $53, or 5.3%. Followed by US Swiss francs, $39, or 3.9%. And then shortly after, Aussie Swiss francs, $37, or 3.7%. And last on the top 5, the British pounds USD, $34, or 3.4%. Overall, they did quite well, the top 5 in here. $528, or 5.2%. So again, if you would have had these 5 EAs set up on $1,000 accounts, you would have made $258, and that would be equal to 5.2% at the end of the day. So obviously, again, very strong and very stable EA. Stable EA, you can definitely see by this particular graph here. Look at this. This simply just goes up and up. This is again the full portfolio where we have 16 different Wave Liberator EAs running on many different currency pairs, as you can see over here. Profit, close profit now here is 12,631, and plenty of free margin. You can see margin in use 2,520, and margin level also percentage-wise, very, very heavy. This is the portfolio where all of them are put together. This is very similar to what we are running actually with our PAMM account, and we have the strategy in here that the more EAs, the more different currency pairs, the more stable it will become over time. We try not to do individual $1,000 accounts, but instead if you have $5,000 in here, then we trade 5 different accounts. If we have 10, then we're going to trade 10 different accounts because they balance each other out. There is a bit of a safety in numbers. So if one of the accounts will run away and actually have a drawdown of $1,000 or $2,000, that normally means that that account would have been blown. But when you all combine them together instead, so you have 10, then the chance of them all going south, so at the same time here, is very, very small. Definitely you can see that some of the drawdowns we have with this right now is some of the highest we ever had, $2,900, so very, very low. It is, however, also set up for the FTMO or proprietary trading accounts, so that people can use it straight from here. And for that, it actually keeps within the 5% range very easily, so you can adjust it if you want bigger profits. And what we are doing here, you can see the monthly return is 1.5%. What you can actually do is you can set it up instead with $10,000 accounts and then adjust the drawdowns, and that would mean that instead of 1.5 per month here, you would now get 15% instead of 0.4%. You would now get 4%, and that is basically what we are doing, where we are setting up our PAMM account, and each EA will be trading up to $10,000. They could have a drawdown of a couple of thousand each, but when you combine them all, things are looking pretty okay, and we're going to have a look at exactly how the PAMM account has also developed. Overall history for the Wave Liberator, 216 days, so obviously we've been trading this also since it came out, and things are looking extremely good. Now we're going to have a look at some of the numbers also. Again, look at this graph. It's simply just going one place, and that's up. Weekly returns, monthly returns, history we have in here, and then the individual months. In the beginning, we only had a few EAs, then we have built on it. And since then, in February, well, it was just a bad month of February for most of our EAs. They didn't really produce what they have done in the past 3 months, as you can see here. At the moment, we are now in March. And by the time this video comes out, we have another 4 or 5 days, depending on where you are, depending on the holidays for Easter. So it looks like, hopefully, that we can surpass the month of February results in here and maybe get in somewhere around the 1,700, 1,800. That will be very, very nice. I doubt that we're going to get all the way up to 2,000 this time around. Now on our website, you can obviously find a lot more, both about the Wave Liberator and also part of the new PAMM account that we have set up in here, where we are trading the Wave Liberator. But this time around, we are doing it actually with real money. And if you then go and click this particular line in here, you will see there's a lot more details about it. You will also see the Wave Liberator results, and there's plenty of videos in here. If you click on this particular link here, there's also Real Life FX Blue trading account. This is not the PAMM account, but this is actually a separate account that has been traded a lot longer. So this started back in December 2023. You can follow that one because we always hear that, okay, this is just a demo account. Maybe it's not going to work with real live money, but obviously we have proven everybody wrong time and time again. And now, slowly but surely, everybody is starting to understand it. And also down here, we have the start here. If you want to be part of the PAMM service, it started on the 4th of March, and you can join any given time. There is, however, some minimum requirements, so go and have a closer look for that. But the entry part will be $2,000, and after that, you can basically decide what you want to do from there. So let's have a look at this real account. Again, this was also started with $10,000, as you can see here, and also look at the graph. As this particular account grew, we added in more and more EAs with more and more currencies, and then hopefully that will smooth out this particular curve in here. Having a look, the balance 15,898, floating profit and loss, we're down by minus 687 at the moment. So that is definitely very, very small numbers. There was a bit of a drawdown for a lot of the EAs this week. And then let's have a look. Total returns so far. And this, again, we are talking about mid-December, 52.6%, so very well. Monthly returns is calculated by FX Blue to be around 14.0%. Weekly returns, 3.2%, so extremely well. And look at the trade wins in here, 70%, extremely high. Then you can see more than 7,000 pips have been taken already. Trades per day, we're up by 9. And history for this particular live account, real account here, real live money, 111 days. And again, you can see the individual currency pairs that is there. You can go on our website and you can see all the details that we have in here, how they are developed. And if you want to have a closer look also for some of the real numbers, again, the monthly returns, everything else is here. On the particular site, you have the weekly returns, so you can see how they develop. And they develop a lot different from the copy link service because, again, this is real live money. We are not adding this one up to the copy link service, so we are constantly adjusting it as more money is coming in, as we are gaining from week to week, as you can see. We had a good week here, end of February, 500. Beginning of March, we're a bit on the slow side, 368. And then March has been quite good to this particular EA, 673 and 602 for the past week. And you can also see how things are developing when we look at the individual months. So for the month of December, this was only half a month in here and obviously also a few holidays. Since then, January we made a bit more than we did in December. And then in February, we turned up the heat, the lot size, added more EAs in here as it develops, and you can see already now, so for the month of March, we are up by another 300, so compared to last month, with 1,845. So as we continue, we can dial up, set in more EAs, we can increase the lot sizing, things like this, and that will obviously increase our profit a lot faster. So this is something we cannot normally show you when it's on the coupling service, because we always have to trade it in the same manner as it was $10,000 or 1,000, depending on which way around. You can see more details on the Wave Liberator EA here, where you have all the 16 different currency pairs that we are currently making available. They are also on the coupling service in here. The 3 new ones that we actually put on with the Expert Forex copy service is those 3 here. So the Swiss francs Japanese is now link 161C. Great British Pounds CAT is link 162C, and then Euro CAT 162C, so that should actually be 163. So definitely very good developments in here overall. Now obviously we're also going to have a look at the real PAMM investment account and some of the details that are coming out from this. You'll see that in the beginning we set up the account, that's why it's actually flat for quite a period of time. So it took almost, I think it was 6 or 7 days before we actually launched this particular one. We made everything ready, and that is what FX Blue is registering. That's also why some of the weekly and the monthly returns is slightly off. You can see the history is 24 days, but we only started trading this one on the 3rd or on the 4th, because this is in New Zealand with the Black Bull account that we have set up. So it actually started on the 3rd. And then we had the first profit here on the 4th. It was only $5, then 26. And then as money are flowing in, you can see they are now increasing. We had a bad day here on the 11th of March. So that was, I believe, a Monday, where nothing really happened. And after that, you can see the day after, something really happened, 600. And then again, it fluctuating from day to day. And then at the end of this week, we had a very good week with some heavy money coming in for the most of March. So every single day did extremely well. So from the 18th, as you can see here, is that the week, 566, 634. Then the lowest one for the week, 473. We constantly made adjustments, but not these big adjustments here. And still, obviously, on Thursday, we got 1,256 in. So the highest we had from that account so far. And Friday was definitely not boring either, 1,155. Now overall, it's only been running for 3 weeks, as you can see here. So the first week where we only started with 10,000, we got a bit over 500 in. And then as the accounts grew, we changed the EAs, added more EAs in there, increased lot sizing, things like this. And then last week, we actually made just over 4,000 for the PAMM account. So it continues to grow, it continues to develop. And I have already shown you exactly where you can find more details and where you can also join. But let's go and have a look also to see how other people are actually doing. So this is Expert Forex, one of the videos that came out from Alex this week, saying 400% success and how do they do it? Well, there is a, let's say, a test at the moment, a competition in here with various EAs, and some of the ones have actually managed to do over 400%. So this is obviously for training purposes. I certainly wouldn't try to do that with real money. There's a really big chance that things are going to blow up. But Alex is going to try in this particular video here to show you how you can actually spy on the individual traders, what they are doing, where you can find more details. And he also made another video this particular week here where he has been mentoring a couple of people, two new beginners in here, where they also have made $40,000 and done some withdrawals over the past 4 months. So obviously good to see that even beginners can actually use these particular EAs. And last but not least, also this particular video here came out. And again, this covers the Forex MAM or PAMM accounts, where we talked about also here in the beginning that there is 3 different types in here. High-tech investment is running the Wave Liberator at the moment. We're going to actually also put in the RSI Liberator. We want to make sure that we have multiple EAs running on these platforms, so that you can also spread your risk, means that you can actually invest in 3 different ones at the same time. You will have different outcomes. But the good part in here that Alex is telling us again is that already as part of this new investment platform here, over those 3 platforms in total, there's more than $250,000 has come in over the past 4 weeks. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. As you can see, things are really happening, things are developing. Definitely a lot of people are showing heavy interest in the PAMM account, and especially the high-tech investment PAMM account. So we have already surpassed more than $100,000, and obviously we can see it growing every single day. We are very, very happy with that. Also the confidence and trust that people are putting into us and our trading. But you can also see that we have quite a few years of trading experience. You can also see what we have done with Expert Forex EAs in the past. So definitely we feel quite confident that this is the way to go, and also help other people, even small investors here, to make a bit of money in the future. So I hope you enjoyed the update, the video, and obviously I will be back next week where it's going to be Easter. So I definitely still hope I have time to do another video where once again we're going to have a look at exactly how everything went and how much profit we made. So until then, bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.